Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for May 19th, 2017, brought to you by newschoolcotton.com. My name is Yoshi, and as always, I'm joined by Charlie Draco Cotton. What's up?
Not a whole lot. It's freaking cold again.
Well, how cold?
Like 45 at the moment.
Holy shit.
We actually had freaking snow.
Oh my god. It's fucking May.
I know.
Like the end of spring and it's like snowing. That's actually incredible.
Yeah, you can send me some of that heat you got down there.
I would love to. I would love to trade some temperature with you. Man, it's like 85, 90 every day, so it's already summer for us and it's still sort of winter for you or early spring for you, so all right, let's see if we can talk about some idols and either warm up or cool down, depending on where you're from. First up, brand new Idol Society. They're back. Well, they've been back, but this one's called Socialism. And
This is like a communist socialism.
yeah, sure. Uh, so I don't know if you noticed, but Kamiyasaki's in this.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is she doing here? And I read that she is transferred to BIS
Well,
until the end of the year or something.
it says in the comments the first line is socialism. Kamiya come back.
Yeah. It's just everyone's sharing stuff. Hey, remember when AKB did that? When they transferred like Jurina to eight was it? She went to AKB, right? Like permanently?
Did they ever transfer her?
Yeah, it was like it's like a full-on transfer to yeah, she went to Team K. That was like the first big transfer. And Milky went to SKE or something. It happened at the same time, I think.
I know Peace went to AKB. She
Right,
went to
right.
Team 4 as captain.
Right.
Or
So,
sub-captain or whatever.
hey, let's do that shit, right?
I
So
guess.
now BIS or any group under Junjun is doing it. Because, Junjun manages, BIS, Bish, uh, Gang Parade, or now Plastic to Mercy. Apparently, they changed their name to Gang Parade or something. I don't know.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah, Maison Book Girl, they're all under his umbrella. So, yeah, so he's doing that shit now. That's cool, I guess. Because, I like Kamiyasaki, and I'm not a big fan of Gang Parade. Not that I'm a fan of, like, current BIS, but, yeah, it's kind of neat, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Biss, but... Or a fan at all.
Yeah.
Who's the chick with, like, the black eye makeup?
I don't know, but she's kind of badass.
She... There, I was watching this, and I'm just like, there's too many girls in Biss.
I mean, that's case by case, is it not? Because there are a lot more groups with a lot more members, so
Yeah, there's too many girls in Biss. I think 4 or 5 members in Biss is about right, and they've got
right.
like 9,
Yeah, I mean, towards the end
8.
of their run, yeah, I think they were up to like 6 or 7
Well,
towards
right
the end.
now, looking at this, there looks like there's 7 or 8.
Yeah, so yeah. Hey,
It
let's just
just
keep adding
it
members.
it just feels too big to me.
Right. Yeah, I think BIS was probably at its strongest when it was like a 4 or 5 man group. Maybe it's 6 at most.
Yeah,
So yeah.
but
Oh,
it seems like Kamiya and the girl with the black eye makeup are like dictators in this video.
they're just evil.
I don't know about evil. They're just like, I mean, they're molesting the other girls and tying them
Right,
up.
right. Yeah, yeah.
It's
I did
like,
notice
hey,
that.
we're dictators in this group now, so you all bow down to us.
It's not a PV with a storyline or some sort of theme, really. It's just the members just in like this empty lot with like a factory or a warehouse behind them, and they're riding around in a pickup truck and pointing water guns at nothing.
Pretty much.
So it's a really empty, desolate looking PV, and I feel like it would have had great potential had it have like the members drive through the city of Tokyo and just shoot random people with water guns. I think that would have been way more interesting.
Probably would have got arrested.
Yeah, I mean, but is that not like the
Mm,
fabric
no,
of this attitude that they're trying to portray?
no, you're right.
Fucking shit up, going against the grid.
Yeah, yeah, it does look like an abandoned military base of some sort or something.
Right.
But I don't know. It seems more like a throwback to their first few singles, PV video wise,
Right.
without all the disgusting whatever.
Right. This
It,
sort of reminds me of like PPCC just without the extras and stuff.
yeah,
It's just them, It's just the member focus.
yeah.
Although PPCC was a great PV. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it for the PV. There's really not much going on because it
No,
really only involves the members. So
lots of running.
yeah, a lot of running, as is tradition with anything Biss or Bish does. There's always running of some kind. That seems to be a theme. They did those marathons.
Yeah,
So makes sense. The song, it's it's not your typical Biss song in that it sounds samey as the other ones that I've complained about. It doesn't sound like a obviously Matsukuma Kenta song. It might be, but I wouldn't. That my initial thought wasn't this is a Matsukuma Kenta song. So I think that's good. It probably is, but it didn't feel like it.
yeah,
Because mostly because there's horns or synth horns in it, and it kind of explodes really early on with the intro. So I really enjoyed that. I like the energy.
yeah. The energy's good, but I don't know. It doesn't have a good flow to it for me.
Yeah.
It just, which I mean, I guess would be fitting for Biss. It very staccato.
Yeah. To the
And
point.
it's yeah. It just yeah. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah. I really like the energy. I just wish the hook was a little better. And a lot of the lyrics are in English, so it's like in between where if it's like sang in like straight up Japanese, I wouldn't like pick up on a lot of the lyrics because I don't really listen to the lyrics when I listen to music.
Yeah.
I just listen for the melody. But like when they sing it in English, I can't pick up anything because the pronunciation's horrible. So I just like they're singing in gibberish at this point. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, but I do like some of the melodies.
Yeah, I pick up very little from the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like every little thing or something like that.
Mhm.
Other
Yeah,
than that, nope.
it sounds like nonsense. All
Yeah.
right. Anything else?
No, this was definitely not for me.
Okay. Rate it.
I'd give it a song. I don't know. It's pretty whatever for me. I'd probably give it like a 72. The PV is definitely a whatever. It gets like a 65. It's just whatever. It's dark, grungy. It fits, but I have no interest in it.
Yeah. I agree with you, but I'm not as harsh on the scoring. I'll give it a 76. I think it's the ideas. I like the theme of them just running around and wielding, water guns and stuff and acting dumb and shit. But I sort of wanted them to break stuff at least. If you're going to involve like normal people outside of this world, like outside of the Biss world, then I would have at least liked them to have done something a little more just destruction or fucking shit up. Maybe do less tickling and more beating up of the other members, you know?
Need some
Um,
nail bats.
Yeah, get nail bats, pretend to hit people, break stuff, break a TV. I don't know, something like that. I'll give the song a 78. I think it's definitely above average. I like the energy. I just wish the melody stuck with me, but I think the singing of the English is making it really difficult for me to really get into the song. Yeah, it's not a turn off, but it's definitely not helping for me. All right, that's Bis Socialism. Next up, Kikkawa You. We haven't heard from her in a while. The song's called Sayonara Standard. And before we started the show, I was talking to you about the song. The song is written by Omori Seiko, which is okay, good. She wrote the song, composed the song, and also wrote the lyrics. But when I first initially heard this song, I tweeted out, "Oh, I don't think I'm feeling Kikkawa You trying to be Maison Book Girl," right? And I was, joking because a lot of the instrumentals that happen in Maison Book Girl, like the acoustic guitars and then like the xylophone sounds,
Yep.
are here. So I didn't think too much of it. I just thought someone was copying Maison Book Girl. Then I looked at the credits further,
Yep.
saw that it was arranged by none other than Sakurai Kenta, who is single-handedly responsible for writing all the Maison Book Girl songs.
Yep. Cloudy Irony Part 4.
Yeah, so this motherfucker just could not contain his innovative genius sound. Oh, I need to get this sound out even further than Maison Book Girl. So guess what? I'm gonna fucking take an Omori Seiko song and just throw my shit in there. And here it is.
Cloudy Irony Part 4.
It is Cloudy Irony Part 4. It is faithlessness. It is uh
Totally.
whatever the other two songs that we talked about from Maison Book Girl, other than Cloudy Irony,
Yeah, because we can't remember them because they sound so much like Cloudy Irony.
sound so similar. It's unbelievable. And you can have Maison Book Girl sing this, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference that it was meant for Kikkawa You. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's incredible.
Yeah, no.
This motherfucker. Oh,
Yeah, you would not know the difference.
yeah. It's like you thought Akipi or Tsunku or Smiler were up their own ass with their music. Oh, this motherfucker. This motherfucker is even further up his own ass. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Faithlessness and Sin Morning?
Sim Morning, yep. That was
Yeah.
it. And then there's another one where it was.
Faithlessness.
No, I remember Faithlessness. I like that song. There was another one where it was like trains. They were in the point of view was a person in a train, but everything was like you're looking outside the train and you see the scenery moves. I forgot what that song was, but it's just another song that sounded like Cloudy Irony. Um, so
What?
Hikawa Yu's singing does not fit this style. I don't think her vocals match the lazy singing that comes with this music that Sakurai Kenta does. So I'm not a big fan of this at all.
I noticed, like, in the beginning, for maybe the first minute and a half, 2 minutes, she's got this really, like, I don't know, depressed sounding voice that she's
Right.
singing in. And then towards the end, it's like, nope, fuck this.
It
I'm
lights
going
up.
Kikkawa You.
Right.
And she switches back to what I would expect from her
Right.
vocally. And it's, I don't know, it's a weird change.
Yeah. And she's been doing like this indie-ish sounding music. I don't want to,
Yeah.
downplay her stuff, but like the past couple singles that we've talked about, they've been very indie in style and feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just maybe her previous single like Sakurai Kenta like touched and created, and maybe he passed it on to Maison Book Girl or something. I don't know, but it's the same fucking guy, and it sounds like Maison Book Girl, and I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
I don't need more stuff to sound like Maison Book Girl. Okay, I already have Maison Book Girl, and I'm running out of patience with their sound because it's just so similar.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I don't need, Kikawa You to be Maison Book Girl Part 2.
yep, Mm-hmm.
We don't need two of the same sound out there.
Yep. And it's, whenever I make this complaint, I know it sounds hypocritical, like, oh, but when, X group does really standard generic idol music, you say, it's okay because it has a good melody. But you know what? That's fine. If this song had a really good melody that could carry it, it'll be okay. But then on top of that, it has such a specific sound that it's hard for me to get over when every song sounds the same in this
Yeah.
style. It's really hard.
I mean, it's not a bad song, but
No, it's not.
it's yeah, it's just you could literally replace Kikkawa You with Maison Book Girl and never know the difference
Yeah.
unless you knew her voice.
Yeah. I
And
don't think it matches her voice matches here.
no, it it's almost like whoever was directing in the studio um, was
Yeah.
two different guys at the first half of the song and the second half.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, we want you to sound depressed and angsty and you know and in the second half it's like, okay, you do your thing, and it's almost like two different songs.
Yeah.
And the PV is, well, it's pretty typical of what she's been doing. It's her in a car.
Yeah. That's it. Her in a car. She gets it's a taxi, I think. She
Yeah,
gets driven to the beach
I
and
don't know.
lights
It's dark out.
lights fireworks, and that's sort of it.
Yeah,
This is more lower budget than a lot of lower budgeted idol groups, I feel like. And
yeah,
that is severely disappointing for someone as talented as Kikkawa You.
yeah. It's
At
just
one
a
point, I was so excited about Kikkawa You. When she made her debut in the first three singles or so, she was incredible. Incredible. And then she started doing shit with Smiler, and then she started doing the soft stuff with unknown composers, and now she's doing indie sounding stuff that isn't really interesting.
who is she under now? Is she still under Upfront?
I mean, I think her management is upfront. It's just the label's different because it's the upfront,
Cause
like the subtitling. That's
yeah,
classics upfront. She's under Universal Music, so label
mm,
is Universal. I think management is still upfront. So, because I saw this PV on Hello Station or whatever they call it these days now. They're like, oh,
yeah,
here's Kikali's new single. Here's a preview, and I was like, oh my god. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this.
The PV is pretty boring. The song is not that interesting.
Yep. That's it, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna give the song a. Uh, I'm gonna give the song a 68. The PV, it's shot well. I'll give it a 72.
Give the PV a 40. It's lazy. It's boring. It's terrible. Even for a guy who finds Kikayu very attractive, it's an unbelievably boring PV with nothing of intrigue. Song, I'll give a 63. One, I'm deducting points based on the fact that it's by the dude that does Maison Book Girl and how he refuses to change his sound. And then two, it's not that interesting of a song, even though it just sounds like a Maison Book Girl song. I don't think the melody's that good. I don't think it's catchy.
No, it doesn't even have the melody of the last Mason Book single. I think it was better.
Yeah. This is just his throwaway song.
Yeah.
All right, that's Kikkawa You, Sayonara Standard. Next up, Pimm's Tachiagare Sunrise. Oh boy. I, I'm gonna start with this song. I'm so triggered by this song.
Okay.
Like it's To me, it's objectively bad
Why?
because okay, I don't have like a heavy investment in Pimm's. The last thing I saw from Pimm's I liked,
I
so
don't even
I've
remember the group, so
yeah. I like the song Gekia Vacation from last year. I think it's a really good hype song. So that song had a very specific samba reggaeton feel to it. This song sort of tries to match that energy while within like the confines of very generic idol music. So there's just like little bit of a weird identity crisis, you know? Especially when it hits the bridge. It turns into like this dubstep breakdown. It's super weird, super out of nowhere, and just odd. And another thing would be the vocal work. It's just not good. And this song probably highlights the not good singing in a very unflattering way. And I would be pissed if I were the members. I would be pissed. It's like, oh my god, we sound terrible. Well, how could you give us a song like this? They just sound bad. The vocals, it just sounds like they're singing in falsetto the entire time because they actually can't hit the notes. So that's not good. And yeah, another thing is the melody. I just think it's a melody that grinds my gears, especially the ending of the chorus where they say abruptly say sunrise. It just like the producer or the composer just ran out of ideas and just said, you know what, this is a two-syllable word that probably shouldn't be a two-syllable word, and I'm just gonna shove it in two syllables, and it just feels rushed and very out of place.
well, I think we have different reasons,
Yeah.
but we come to the same basic conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like this song doesn't know what it wants to be.
Right.
It starts out with like sounded like it's going to be kind of rock, kind of heavier, with the sort of shouting, screaming type sound that they use in the beginning, and then it pulls into pretty much a standard idol
Right.
melody and composition, and then it breaks down into dubstep EDM, and it's like, why?
Yeah. It's because the composer just ran out of ideas, I think.
And then it goes back into the idol,
Yep.
and then it tries to go back into the like rock.
Yep.
It's one of those songs that tries to mix genres, and the whoever composed it or arranged it or whatever doesn't know how to do it.
Right. Yeah. It's just not good. It's just not a good song.
I'm all for like genre bending songs, but this just it's or three different songs.
No, this is just a guy who lazily put it together. You know, it's just unimaginative and lazy, or they're just talentless. I don't know. It's maybe a combination of all those things. It sounds mean, but it just not a pleasant song. It's just a weird ass song.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say talentless, but yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
maybe
this is the kind of work I would do probably because I have no talent for composing music.
maybe the guy was just in a rut or something that day. I don't
Yeah,
know,
I mean
but
that happens. You know, writer's block and whatever.
he should have realized after listening to it again that no, this doesn't work.
Right? Yeah, it's terrible. It sounds bad.
I don't mind the idle parts of it,
Hmm.
and I don't even mind the beginning of it with the. I don't know how to describe that. Where she's sort of rapping. I don't know the get up part.
Get up.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Up Girls,
Right.
but
That's sort of the edge that Pims has. The last song I remember hearing from them had that kind of hypeness, you know? Hey, bring it
yeah,
up, you know? Yeah, yeah, put your hands up, that kind of thing.
yeah,
And it doesn't make sense in this song, you know?
no,
It's
no, it
weird.
doesn't. I like the components that make up the song. I don't
Right.
like them all together.
Right. And even by itself, it's not that good, you know?
Yeah,
So yeah, the
I don't,
song is not good. PV, not very good either. I don't think.
it's boring.
It's
I
boring as
mean,
shit.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad, but yeah, it's definitely not an interesting watch.
It's
It's
not.
them standing in front of a school or in a classroom, and that final like little scene that plays out at the end is just.
Are you talking about the pretend suicide?
I don't even know if I'd go that far, but yeah,
But
it's like
that's what they implied. I think. I don't know if they
that.
did it on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know either. I definitely got that feeling when I first watched it. I did come to the same conclusion. It feels like it's like pretend suicide.
Yeah, I mean, because when you see a girl crying on top of the roof, on the edge of the roof, you go, the first reaction is, oh my god, she's gonna try and commit suicide, right?
Yeah,
So they put that image in our heads, and that's not this kind of PV. This is not a drama PV at all.
no,
At all. There's no drama whatsoever. It's just the
no,
members just hanging out in school. There's no
yeah,
storyline whatsoever. The only thing that implied a story or narrative or some sort of character development is that one of the members was depressed and at the at the railings on top of the rooftop, and then the members just started running. When you start running, that's just implying this urgency of, oh, she's
yeah,
gonna jump now if we don't run. If they
yeah,
walked, maybe it's like, oh, she's just sad, so let's go talk to her up there, right? But they start
yeah,
fucking running up the stairs and everything. That implies she's gonna jump.
yep, yeah. That's definitely the feeling I got. And then 5 seconds after they get there, they're all laughing and jumping around in a
Yeah,
circle,
they're
and it's
hugging and
like,
shit. Yeah, it's so weird.
what?
Yeah, it's so bad.
Uh,
And this school's empty as fuck. It's terrible.
yeah.
It's one of
Uh,
those.
I think the PV director understood that the song didn't make any fucking sense,
And did the same for the PV.
and the PV pretty much follows that.
Yeah. What a mess this is. All right, I don't want to. I don't want to talk too much more about this.
Sad thing is, I think this is probably one of the better things tonight.
Ah, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh God, that's just sad.
Yeah. All right, rate it.
I actually like the song. I think quite a bit more than Yoshi does. So I'm gonna
What
give
the
this.
fuck?
I like the idol parts, and that's most of the song.
Oh my god.
And
I can't even look at you right now.
I don't have a problem with the vocals.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna give this song a 75. I'll give it a flat C. The PV gets like a 64 because it's stupid. It is not the good stupid.
I'm surprised it's even that high. Holy shit. Well,
I mean, it's shot well and the girls look good in it, but
yeah.
it's not a complete failure.
Yeah, I guess. For me, it is. I'll give the PV a 55. It's boring as shit, and it's not fun to watch at all. School's empty. It's just the members. It's doesn't feel lived in. It's terrible. I hate when people use locations like this and not have people in it. It just looks like they live in their own bubble, and I hate that. Everyone knows that if they paid attention to any of the shows in the past. Um, Song, I'll give a 40. No, 35. 35.
Wow.
I can't stand this song. I really can't. Everything I laid out, all the three things I laid out, just trigger me, just to no end. So,
Wow.
yeah. Pimm's Touch Out Go to Sunrise.
I think that might be the lowest we've ever gone on a song.
I think we've had lower. Maybe like that Ten Tenko creepy song. Remember? With the car. I think it was called
Maybe.
Kuruma. Yeah. All right. Next up, Dorothy Little Happy. Or is it Dorothy Little Happy? The song's called For You.
What the hell happened in Dorothy Little Happy.
Okay, so I had to do some digging because okay, the thing we're implying here is that there's only one person singing. This is a solo act, but it's still Dorothy Little Happy.
Is it a solo act? Because I looked up their on
It's not.
their official website,
There's
and
two members.
there's at least two.
There's two members. So the other
But
member, who is the leader, quote unquote leader, she's out sick. So they're like, okay, let's still go on ahead with our releases. Boom, here you go. You get to sing by yourself
okay.
as the group. So
Wow, Dorothy Little Happy like fell
they
a long
fell
ways.
real quick. Remember they're on Avex at one point?
Yeah.
And they fell to Otodama Records, which I've never heard of. And the saddest part is I looked at this next up next thing and on YouTube. It shows you what's the next PV on the playlist, right? It's a
Dorothy Little Happy.
It's Dorothy Little Happy. Song's called "Tell Me, Tell Me." It's on Avex.
No,
Okay,
the
well,
one
for
I
me,
got like Bakara something or other.
okay, but
Or
for me, it's
yeah.
it's on Avex. 126,000 views.
Yeah, the one I have up next is actually on their own YouTube channel.
Okay.
And it's got 14,000 views.
So there's a steep decline here, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. But I believe DLH used to be like a 5-girl, 6-girl unit,
Yeah,
and
something
everyone
like
just
that.
started leaving little by little, and that's what I'm assuming happened with Avex. They said, we're going to leave Avex, and then maybe the members left afterwards or before that. I'm not sure. But it is a 2-person group with 1 person out sick, so it's very sad to watch.
I was beginning to wonder what happened with Dorothy Little Happy because it was a group that was fairly popular.
It was, yeah,
And
a couple
then
years ago, yeah.
all of a sudden they just like dropped out of the scene completely.
Yep, that's probably when they left Avex. Yeah.
And when I saw this come up, I'm like, oh, Dorothy Little Happy. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of them because most of their stuff was fairly soft and almost ballady, but
Right, yeah, it was.
okay, you know, group I haven't heard from in a while.
Right.
Yeah, let's check this out. And then it's like, wait a minute, where's the rest of the group?
Yeah, so it's super depressing. I was like, okay, I remember this girl from Dorothy Little Happy because she has a very distinct face. So I was like, okay, I remember her. Then I was like, where are the other members? Then I only saw her the entire time, and I'm like, okay, so there's something going on here, and I looked it up, and all the information we just gave you guys happened, and it's really sad and depressing.
Yeah, and it's not even a bad song.
It's not a bad song. I like this song.
Yeah.
It's a very cute, very idly song. It's very straightforward, very subtle, light to the touch, and it's got a nice little melody there. I really like the song.
It's got a little more, I would say, energy than
The previous stuff.
most of their previous stuff, yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
But it's like one girl, and
yeah, it's really hard to get invested in one girl these days. Unfortunately, it's a weird thing.
it is because we always talk. There's not enough solo or duet idols, but
Well, to be fair, if Kikkawa You was releasing good songs, I'd be all over her.
yeah,
So it really depends on the quality and then, how it speaks to you. So
yeah,
yeah, this speaks to me, but I have no interest or not interest, but like I have no investment in Dorothy Little Happy or this member in particular. So it's really hard for me to kind of get excited more than I really like the song. That's
yeah.
where my fandom stops.
Yeah, it's not like with Muta Ayami where you really like her and the song she does.
Right.
And it's no,
Well, because she's actually a solo idol. Here, this girl
Yeah.
is not a solo idol. It's like a duo now, so
yeah. Well, it's no parallel world where it's like, yeah, this makes me want to know her
right.
either. So
I think it's backwards. I think you start as solo and you kind of want to find out more if they join another group,
Yeah,
like a Fujimoto Miki situation. She was solo first, then she's joined Morning Musume, and then you might want to think about checking out other members in Morning Musume, right?
yeah.
So
Where Mutai Ayami was kind of backwards. She started out as Sakura Gakuin and went
right,
solo.
right. And I didn't even know that she was in Sakura Gakuin. I mean I only really knew about the Baby Metal girls. So
Yeah,
funny how that works. So
yeah. I was actually thinking about this while watching some of this stuff. It's like, it's funny watching the evolution of idol groups.
yep,
And I'll get into that more in the next one. I think yeah, the next one.
right. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the PV is her
A white room.
in a white room. It's got a set behind it, but it's very minimal. Some lights, a little bit of a platform, different shapes, a little bit, but it's basically all white
Yeah,
and just her singing at the camera. So there's very little intrigue. It's you see what you get in the first 30 seconds.
it's also Japan filtered in several shots.
Several shots, yeah, but it still retains most of the color, so it's not heavily Japan filtered,
Yeah,
so it's not too bad. But yeah,
and they even tried to like represent the dual members in the group with the red and the blue petals, and
oh, is that what it was?
I
That's
guess I mean
depressing.
that's kind of the feel I get from it, you know. But I don't know that really works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Uh,
Anything else on this?
no. I give this song a. I'll give this song a 78. I like this song. It's a good song. The PV gets like a 67. It's they're just boring.
And unfortunately, it's not her fault.
No,
Probably would have been a little
no.
more interesting if there's another member that'll add a little more to it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'll give the PV a 65. It's shot okay, but it's really not interesting. It's not terrible, but it's just really boring. I'll give the song an 80. I think it's really catchy, very light to the touch, very floaty, very light, but it's really catchy, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, this is a song I would definitely put on my playlist. So that's Dorothy Little Happy for you. Next up, Palette with capital PALET. And the song's called Believe in Yourself, which should probably sound familiar. This was their major debut song.
What?
Yep. I heard the song. I was like, I've heard this
Oh.
before. Yeah, they released this in 2013.
It's for an album, isn't it?
It's for a best of album, signaling their rebranding to all caps Palette, because before they used to be all lowercase PALET. Yeah,
Oh
don't ask me why
wow.
or whatever.
Can I just facepalm?
Yes, give it a score. Facepalm and give it a score.
Uh,
Because I'm
this is really sad.
yeah,
Palette went from. I mean, I wouldn't say I was a huge fan of them, but they had at least some budget behind them.
well, yeah. I mean, little sister group to Paspo, which means they would have been under Platinum Passport, which is a pretty decently sized, agency. So you would have thought they would get some budget, maybe get some, you know, cool songs, cool PVs. Literally none of that happened, I think. They had some
Oh,
okay songs, but all of their songs are very like palette songs are what I would
oh.
see in the dictionary when I look up generic idol songs.
What?
Like
What?
so
Oh,
standard.
what was that other group that did songs? Oh, They're on. I want to say they're on Avex too. God damn, that
Songs
just
like this?
yeah. Well, standard, pretty standard songs.
Well, there's
Yeah,
like a billion of them. This is as standard as it gets in terms of idol music, so it lacks personality of any kind, lacks a punch. Instrumentals are super light, not interesting. Um, what you would hope for in stuff like this is a very good hook, and none of what Palet's done has ever hooked me. So this is a yeah, and of course this is a song they've already done. So, and I remember hearing the song. I thought the song was pretty okay, and yeah, I don't feel any strongly or worse about it.
yeah. But looking at the PV for this, it's like okay, you start out, you're just starting out. You got no budget, you know. Although Palette, being the sister group to Paspo, probably had more starting out than most.
You would think,
And then you start out with PVs like this where they're live performances or they're very one room like the last one,
yeah,
like Dorothy Little Happy. And then you get into the bigger stuff that you as you go on, and then at the end of the career it drops back and you're doing this stuff again.
yeah.
It's just like idols have a really vicious evolution cycle.
It really depends on management. That's all. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the management for Palette have no desire to do anything crazier than having a very standard idol group with a very boring PV budget. I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah. I mean, I think the back scene shots were probably some of the better I've seen in a for a PV.
You know how I feel about those.
Yeah, but this one was very simple. It wasn't they weren't playing around, they weren't goofing off. It was just, okay, here is the girl. And she's like talking to somebody or something, or they're
They're
doing
rehearsing,
the little circle, get hype thing.
right?
Yeah, there's nothing about it that really, like you need to know what was going on to
Right.
get the context of it.
Yeah.
So I think their choice of backseat shots was good in this one. But then it's just, here's the live footage.
Yeah.
And the dance is not that interesting.
And you know how I feel about PVs like this, where it's just live footage or behind the scenes footage.
Hey, at
It's,
least there's a crowd.
yeah, but it's lazy. I could, you could get this from watching the DVD of the concerts.
Yep.
What's so special about that? It's fucking lazy.
Absolutely nothing because there's probably better backseat shots on the DVD.
Yeah, and you'll actually get to hear them, so that's
Yeah.
way more interesting. So
Yep.
yeah, really not much else to say, man. Why don't you rate it?
No. I'm gonna give the song like a 75. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah,
There's nothing special to it. The PV, again, it gets like a 67. It's boring.
I'll give the PV a 50. Everyone knows I don't like PVs like this. It's lazy and uninteresting. Song, I'll give a 72. I think it's definitely a better one of Palet's songs, but the hook is not strong enough. The hook is there, but it's not strong enough for me to really get into. Standard idol song like this needs to have a better hook for me to get into. Unfortunately, my hipster cynical tastes have you know made me this way, and I fully cop to that. I admit that that's just where my tastes have gone to. So if you're gonna do a standard ass idol song, it better have a fucking good ass hook. So yep, this has a okay hook, I guess. So it's Palette, Believe in Yourself. It's a song from 4 years ago, which they already did. Last but not least, I almost said Ikebukuro. It's Higashi Ikebukuro 52.
Now, is this a group of store girls?
Um, maybe.
Because that's what it feels like. It feels like they took a lot of people from like the
Retail
area,
shops.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
makes
made a
sense.
group.
Yeah. The song's called Watashi Seizon. Um, let's see. I didn't read on this. I don't know what the members came from. They are, yes, you're absolutely right. They are random people that works for Credit Saison, which I imagine is a credit card company.
Hmm.
So yeah, there you have it. And they basically said, "Oh, Nogizaka, Nogizaka 46 kind of popular."
Yeah, I don't feel this is quite as good as Nogizaka, but
No, but you can see the influence, right? The outfits to the song, the
well,
very
see
bland ballady song, ballad-esque
the
song.
the outfits. I kind of I kind of put two and two together that this was like employees of some company, and I
Right.
felt like the outfits were like a uniform.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, okay, I can see why the outfit and stuff, but yeah, it's definitely a very flat ballad Dogizaka song.
Yeah.
There's a few girls in here that look like they could maybe pull off being an idol, but there's also some girls in here that just are like, what was I supposed to do?
So apparently, Futari Kenny in chat says Futari Seizon is actually a song by Keakizaka 46. I don't know if it sounds like this song, but I'm just gonna quickly listen to it.
Hmm. If you can get it to load.
Yeah, I'm watching on it, not YouTube. No, it's a completely different song. It's not even close. It's not even a cover. So it's just the name is taken from Keakizaka. Um, so thank you, Kenny, for that information. We would talk about Keakizaka or Nogizaka more on the show if they would stop blocking their videos and we can't watch them. So yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately for them, we can't talk about them because fuck them.
Yeah,
Um,
or, Little Glee Monster.
right, or that because we try to talk about them and their shit is blocked, so can't watch it. Uh,
Everywhere.
yeah, outside of Japan, I'd imagine. So yeah, this is if you like Nogizaka or Keakizaka, you have literally zero reason to hate this.
Yeah.
Like it's literally a Nogizaka song with a fucking title for Keakizaka and outfits that resemble something that Nogizaka or Keakizaka would wear.
Yeah.
So I would, as a ignorant fan or ignorant outsider to Keakizaka, because I've literally only seen one PV by them because they
I
blocked their shit.
I
I
seem
think
to remember that the stuff I heard from Keiyakizaka was actually better than Nogizaka.
that's what I keep hearing, and I would love to check it out if I could. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't be bothered to go through illegal means to obtain that stuff. I'm honestly not that interested
Yeah.
as to illegally download stuff for a group that I'm probably not going to get into. Um, so
Yep.
the only difference, you could literally put members of Nogizaka and Keakizaka here, and it wouldn't you wouldn't notice a difference. The PV feels that way too. A lot of Nogizaka stuff takes place in the city in very
Hmm.
scenic locations in the city. So, it's got cool locations and whatnot. So I do appreciate that. And choreo's kind of dumb and funny.
Yeah. Lots of S
For a
type.
Saison, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lots of S type shapes that they're trying to make.
Yeah.
And it's filmed like directly in front of Animate, so.
Yep. Just says animate in the background.
Yep.
Animate gets a free promotion.
Yep.
Unless they have some sort of tie with Saison. But yeah. Um yeah, there's really not much to say. It's not my kind of song. It's, granted it is a little bit catchy in the chorus, Da, 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 saison, da, 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 saison, da, da, da. That sounds like a Nogizaka song. I'm pretty sure I've heard a Nogizaka song, so I wouldn't be surprised if this song is just complete ripoff of Nogizaka, which, I mean, it clearly is, but,
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
yep.
Um, yeah, it's very uh, safe, standard. It produced well, but the lyrics are just way too freaking repetitive for
All
me.
right. Yeah. I mean,
Oh my
it's
god.
it's not supposed to be an actual single. I put this in here
Yeah.
because we really needed something to talk about.
And the
So,
Clay Monster wouldn't let us talk about him.
yep, that's the biggest reason,
That
actually.
is exactly why.
That is the reason why it's here. So, yeah, it's well done. It's a very well done, like, if a Japanese high school was doing a culture festival and they were covering, a Nogizaka song, this is what would come of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Outfits
well
would
done.
probably be cuter, but
Like,
yeah.
sure. It's a good parody of Nogizaka and the 46 family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. All right. Anything else?
No.
Rate it.
Um. Yeah, this song just really annoys me because it is so repetitive in the lyrics. I'm gonna give this song a 70 because it puts me to sleep and I really don't like the lyrics. The PV gets like I don't a 63. It's boring.
Yeah. I'll give the PV a 70. It's got nice locations, but yeah, the filter is kind of weird. I think it was cloudy that the day they shot it, so
Hmm.
looks kind of dark. But yeah, I like the locations they used. I appreciate it. This is probably the right way to do a PV where it only consists of members of the group in a real life location, and it's by having a significant amount of people to cover the screen. I think that really helps. Song, I'll give a 68. It sounds like a Nogizaka song, man. All right. That's Higashi Ikebukuro 52. Song is called Watashi Seizon. And that's all the shit we're going to talk about for the show. But before we end the show, we got to talk about the MVPV. The MVPV of the night is the most valuable promotion video of the night. The promotion video that we deem to be the best out of the batch that we talked about tonight. Today was kind of a clusterfuck. I think it was a weird batch this week. I thought it was kind of lackluster, and I think the
Oh,
scores reflect that.
yeah, this was rough. Really, really rough.
Yeah. So
Um, I think that our two choices are pretty clear,
yeah.
um, individually anyway.
Hmm.
I'd probably go with Pimm's, and I think Yoshi would go with Dorothy Little Happy.
No,
No?
I'm going with this.
Oh. Oh.
Um,
Ugh.
as a package, I thought Biss was more interesting than Dorothy Little Happy. Dorothy Little Happy is something I'll put on my playlist and I'll listen to, but I don't ever need to see that PV ever again. That Biss PV, I wouldn't mind rewatching it. It's shot pretty nicely and it's kind of interesting with the molestation of the members between each other. Um,
Mm.
and I thought the song was pretty good, so I think as a package, it's better than DLH or Pimm's.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I suppose I should have, though.
I mean, the scores reflected. I think I gave the song like a 78 and the PV like a 76. I think that's the highest average score out of
Yeah,
anything tonight for me.
I don't remember my scores, so.
I mean, I fucking gave Pimm's that song by Pimm's a 35. So like, that
yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna be your choice.
yeah, I
Um,
can't. I don't think I can agree with your choice.
I definitely, yeah. I mean, Kikkawa You and PALET.
No,
Kikkawa You is just no. Cloudy
I'm sorry.
Irony Part
No,
4 is a fail.
yeah,
Um, 2 and 3 weren't too bad, but yeah, 4 is just too much. Um, Palette was alright, but the PV was bleh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go with Biss. I'm not hot on the song, but yeah, it probably was the better package.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could convince you. So, BIS, socialism, should have been communism,
Mm-hmm.
wins MVP of the week.
Barely.
Junjun, you fucking, reach out to us if you want some shit from us. You want some swag from NSK. Junjun, reach out to us. We'll talk about your direction of the groups and how Maison Book Girl songs all sound the same and how you're doing AKB shit with the transferring of the members between the groups and shit. We can talk about that. So hit us up, niscocotton.com. So we stream usually Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/NewSchoolKaidon and twitch.tv/NewSchoolKaidon. And you can follow me on Twitter at YoshiRect or Draco at Draco60. And don't forget to check out newschoolkaidon.com. So that's it for this week. And we'll see you guys next week.
Hopefully it's better. Later.